Hey folks, how you doing? So the other day I made a video talking about how Peter Strzok, in his interview over the weekend, claimed that after hearing Trump make comments about Russian hackers getting Hillary's emails, that it reminded them of something, and that they contacted the FBI about Trump-Russia collusion, possibly. Um, in that video, I go on to explain that the former deputy chief of the FBI's counterintelligence division, Peter Strzok, is a complete idiot because he had the dates wrong. Trump actually gave the speech and talked and asked the Russian hackers for Hillary's emails after the Australians allegedly came to U.S. FBI and intelligence officials about Trump-Russia collusion. Um, I made the video and called out Peter Strzok for being a complete moron, because he is. He's made so many mistakes that the FBI, even people that are anti-Trump, are laughing at this guy because he's so stupid. How this gentleman of moronic uh, greatness could have became the deputy chief of the counterintelligence division at the FBI is an absolute and 100% enigma and mystery to me. Um, there's pillars that the FBI is built on: integrity, courage, honesty, justice. This guy has none of those. None. Yet he is the deputy chief of the counter intel division. It's striking and it is disgusting. So now the interview is about Peter Strzok's book. He just had a book come out about the Trump-Russia collusion. And after being called out for his stupidity in this interview and the facts in his book, he's actually admitted publicly in the last 24 hours that he made a mistake and that he got the timeline wrong. Uh-oh. So the entire premise of the book that he wrote is wrong. It's a zero. His entire book's premise is wrong. The entire book is bunk. He goes on to make an excuse and say, well, I was doing it from memory because when I was writing this, all of my notes were actually with the inspector general, um, because they were doing an investigation on Peter Strzok. And me, I'm just a truck driver. Maybe you shouldn't be writing a book then, idiot, if you don't even have your own notes, because the inspector general is doing an investigation into your malfeasance and spying on a presidential candidate. While the IG has your notes, maybe, just maybe, you shouldn't be writing a book. Not only were you an idiot for opening the Crossfire Hurricane investigation and continuing it after you knew the evidence used to get the FISA warrant on Carter Page was total garbage. You still continued the investigation. When the investigation turned to the Mueller investigation, you latched yourself onto that before you were fired by Mueller himself, because your emails were getting sent, or your text messages with your girlfriend were getting sent to the IG. Peter Strzok, you are the biggest black eye on the FBI since J. Edgar Hoover. You're an even bigger moron than James Comey. At least James Comey knows when to shut his mouth and just stick to Twitter and make really redundant and ridiculous and stupid tweets every once in a while, because he knows that he's 1 inch away from the hammer coming down on him. And so are you. You're like a moth that's had a needle stuck through its thorax because it's getting put on display. It's in a display case. You just don't know that you're like dead yet. You're flailing. And you're making mistakes all over the place. And everyone in the FBI is embarrassed about you, you filthy animal. I'll leave a couple of screenshots from him admitting he was an idiot, and we'll go from there. Have a nice day.